Channel, so I'm super excited about today's life coaching video. Today we're going to be talking about your butt is holding you back. So I have a lot to share with you, so let me just jump right on in. How many times a day do you use the word but when talking about your dreams? We all have the opportunity to achieve our dreams, and we all have the opportunity to sabotage them on a daily basis. How, you may ask? By using the word but when we talk about our goals and our dreams. We always say there's always tomorrow, but there are no guarantees that tomorrow will come for you. There is no guarantee that the opportunity will be there tomorrow for you. There's no guarantee that the job you want or the person you want to be with is going to be available tomorrow. We've all heard these before. I would apply for that job, but I know I won't get it. I want to run a business, but I don't have the background. I want to help people, but I'm not successful enough and nobody knows me. I tried once or twice, but it didn't work, so I won't do it anymore. I want to be great at what I do, but I don't have the time to do it. We have all heard others say it. We have even said it aloud ourselves. A lot of times we have no idea that we've even used that word because we use it so much. I realized that subsequently we all use the word as a safety mechanism. Think about it. By using the word but, we let ourselves off the hook. We give ourselves a pass to stay stagnant and content, to stay comfortable in our little box. And I don't know about you all, but I don't like tight closed-in places, so I'm never going to put myself inside of a box because I would probably lose my mind there. There's nothing wrong with being content and comfortable, but let it be temporary. Let it last for a very short time and then get out of there and work on your dreams. Fully engage in what you want to accomplish, and when it gets tough, stick it out. Don't use the word but so you can quit. The word but is safe. It allows us to be normal. It allows us to quit quietly and think the world doesn't notice. Well, sorry, but you are not quitting. Did you like how I used that word? You are not letting a dream that you probably had for years fall by the wayside because you don't want to try. Don't let but be a dream killer for you. Don't let it stop you in your tracks when you're just getting started. Don't let your naysayers and haters have the satisfaction. Normally, I would say don't worry about them, but yeah, not today. Prove them wrong. Most importantly, prove yourself wrong in the process. You can do this. I can do this. You and I are not built to fail, nor are we built to give up on our dreams. We are built to say yes to our aspirations, to say yes to the journey it will take to achieve our heart's desires. And if you know me personally, then you know I'm one of these people. If I try something, it doesn't work out, guess what? I'm going back to the drawing board and I'm going to try again. I refuse to take no for an answer, or I refuse to give up on myself. Now, there will come a time when you have tried all you can and you might have to let it go, but there's that word again. That's okay, because that means that you just may have to sit and tweak what you wanted to do just a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you're giving up. So here are 10 tips to help you. Number 1, just like Nike says, just do it. I love that. Simple, just do it. There will always be a reason why you shouldn't do something, but you have to push through your insecurities. Once you start, your momentum starts, and you'll roll right past any obstacle you were anxious about before you started. Number 2, remember why you're doing what you're doing. And if you've heard this before, I think we all have, when people ask the question, what's your why? You need to know why you're doing what you're doing, or as you go down life's journey and you get sidetracked or you get distracted, you have to remember why you started to do what you're doing. Knowing your why is very critical. I mean, very, very critical. Nobody wants to do things for no reason. What you do should contribute to some larger purpose. If it doesn't, stop doing it. And truth be told, there are some people out here that spend their time doing so many things but it has nothing to do with the goals that you should be shooting towards. And yeah, these things are great, but you can't spend all your time doing those. You need to focus on that dream that you have. Number 3, think about the outcome. When you don't feel like doing it, focus on the outcome you're seeking. Ask yourself, what am I getting from doing this? Think about how that outcome will make your life better, no matter how big or small. If your outcome doesn't excite you, stop doing it, cross it off your list. You know, I oftentimes, anytime I start something, I think about the outcome. And it takes me back to my days of being a Weight Watchers group leader. And, you know, I had a Friday class, and I love those ladies dearly. But to be honest with you, I think, and I may have shared this with you before, but I think a lot of times they came just to be entertained. And I'm glad I could entertain you. But my goal there was not to be an entertainer, but I was charged to help people with losing weight. And so because a lot of the times you may only have 1 or 2 people in the group that lost that week, I became frustrated. And then I thought about times when it's like, oh God, it's Friday, I gotta go to Weight Watchers, and Lord, you know I don't feel like going, because the majority of people probably didn't lose anything. They always have excuses, and I'm just tired. But then that little voice would come back to me and say, Michelle, remember why you're doing this. It's bigger than those people losing or not losing. You keep coming every week. This is what I used to tell myself. Keep coming every week, encouraging these people, and eventually what you're saying will sink in. So you've got to, you know, remember why you're doing it and think about the outcome. And I knew the outcome was going to be that a lot of these women were going to be successful in losing the weight that they set out to lose. Number 4, focus on what's really important. Nothing will drain your energy faster than working on tedious things that won't move you towards your goal. For example, if you're starting a business, stop moving commas and periods around in your business plan and go out and talk to prospects. Let me say that again. If you're starting a business, stop moving commas and periods around in your business plan and go out and talk to your prospects. Folks, focusing on what will make a difference will motivate you and skyrocket your results. Let me put a pin right there. There are people out here that spend so much time on working out a business plan, and you have yet to go out and talk to anybody about your business. You have a great business plan, you know, I do too. It's just in my mind. I haven't put it on paper yet, but you know, but I'm out talking to people about various things, be it travel or life coaching. You see what I'm saying? Stop worrying about moving the commas and the periods around. Get out there and talk to people, because you can't grow your business if you're not out there talking to people. Number 5, be consistent. And if you don't remember anything else I tell you today, remember number 5, be consistent. Consistency will keep you going. Unfailing hard work will help maintain the momentum you created by getting started. And I had this quote that I want to share with you. We are what we repeatedly do. Aristotle once said, excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Let me say that one more time. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Be consistent. You know, my YouTube channel, it's growing at a slow pace, but that's okay. It's growing. But I'm going to be consistent and continue to do what I'm supposed to do, which is be consistent in putting out videos. So as you know, that for a while now, I have been putting out 3 videos a week. I'm consistent in my videos, and I'm going to continue to do that, because I know that being consistent means that the payoff is just down the street and around the corner for me. And just as I say that, you know what, I wanted to share something else with you all, and I do apologize for not having this already out, but hold on, let me tell you, I want to show you real quick. I realized, come on, a couple of days ago that I have, let's see, you know what, it's not going to show me, on my phone. But anywho, what I wanted to share with you all is that I realized last week when I was doing my videos that I now have, I believe, with the 3 videos that I'm doing, that I'll be posting for this upcoming week, I think it'll put me at like 88 or 89 videos. So I am very, very close to my 100th video. I am super excited about that. I've been consistent, and as I go back and look at my video views, you know, people may not look at them right away all the time, but they're looking at them. And because I'm consistent with my uploading of videos, it moves up into the recommended videos. I noticed that too. So I'm going to stay consistent. Number 6, stop comparing yourself to other people. And you know what? This is just as important as being consistent. We have got to stop comparing ourselves to other people. Stop worrying about what Susie's doing. Stop worrying about what Joe is doing. Let them do them and you do you. You know the feeling. You're working on something and you suddenly start thinking what you're doing is not going to be as good as someone else. First, this is probably not true. You're probably just as good, if not better, than that other person. Second, even if you can't do it as well as that other person, it's okay. Practice makes perfect. Because guess what? Whatever Susie and Joe are doing, I guarantee you it didn't come out right the first time. But they had to do it over and over and over again. And this is what you're going to have to do as well. The key is find your sweet spot and then you roll forward in it. Number 7, know that you don't have to be perfect. And it took a while for me to learn this, but I don't have to be perfect at everything. Yes, when I put up my videos, sometimes I may stumble over a word. Heck, I may even miss a word. The sentence didn't even sound right. Sometimes I keep going. Sometimes I'll go back and reread it. But you don't have to be perfect. You do need to be consistent, but you don't have to be perfect. Perfection is a theoretical concept that does not exist in reality. You are probably waiting until the conditions are just right for it to be perfect, and it never will be. Read my lips. Never will the conditions be perfect for things to be perfect. Stop waiting to learn one more thing, get one more opinion, or make one last tweak. Just be okay with imperfection. And I'm going to tell you something. This speaks to me because I shared with you all some time ago that I'm going to be doing my first workshop. I'm super excited about that, and I decided I was going to do a notebook, right? And I was going to keep it simple, but next thing I know, I started adding all these pages in it, and I do love the finished product, but I kept changing things. It was like, this is not quite perfect. Let me type this in and I'll take that out, and then maybe I'll add this and I'll delete that. Stop doing all of that. And that little voice said, Michelle, stop, because it really was supposed to have been done in September, but because I kept making all these adjustments to my notebook and I wanted it to be perfect, I moved it back to October. So this speaks volumes to me. And so now what I have is what will be, and we're going to move forward with it. Number 8, choose your circle of influence wisely. And I think I have a video on your circle of influence, and I'm going to make sure I link that in the description box because this is so very important. You have to choose your circle of influence very wisely, because if not, the company that you keep sometimes ends up how you end up being. So you can start out one way, but the company that you keep starts to herd you to the right, and really you should have been going straight. And I'm going to leave that alone. You know the saying, you are what you eat. Well, it's true that when it comes to who you keep company with, are you running with the right crowd? Because the people you interact with on a daily basis directly influence who you are and what you do. Let me put a pin right there, because there's some people who say to themselves, actually, let me just be honest, they lie to themselves and they say, oh, I can hang out with these people because, honey, what they do has no effect on me. First of all, you're telling the tale, because over time, the way they think and the way they act will affect how you think and you act. So don't fool yourself into thinking that it won't. I've lost where I was. Okay, because the people you interact with on a daily basis directly influence who you are and what you do. Make sure you surround yourself with people who encourage you and hold you accountable. People who you can learn positive habits from. I cannot encourage, I cannot say this enough. You need to make sure that you're hanging around with the right people. And you know, in your heart of hearts, let's just keep it real. We're going to keep it real with one another. That's what I love about this channel, is keeping it real. You know, when you're hanging around people that you really have no business hanging around with. Let's keep it real. Let's be honest with ourselves. And I've said this before. You can love everybody, but you can't have a reunion with everybody. You see what I'm saying? There's some people that I know, I love them dearly. When I speak, I say, hey, how you doing? You know, we might can go grab a bite to eat, but I know that they don't have my best interest at heart. So I have to keep them kind of at arm's length. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do the same thing. Look at your circle of influence. And then if there's somebody in your circle of influence that doesn't encourage you to be the best person that you can be, they don't encourage you to live your dreams, they don't hold you accountable, you need to remove them from that circle. Again, I didn't say don't love them, but they cannot be in your inner circle. Number 9, do one thing at a time. We all like to think we can do everything at one time. If you're honest with yourself, you really can't. It isn't faster to juggle more. It's faster to focus on one thing and then move on to the next. Just like the domino effect. Your row of to-dos will fall one after the other, one domino at a time. And again, this speaks to me because I was one of those people. I'm trying to do so many different things. And one day the light bulb came on and I said, you know what, Michelle, you have got to focus on one thing, complete that, then move on to something else. Number 10, last but not least, reflect on your influence. Ask yourself how the work you do affects others. We all transform other people, whether we're conscious of it or not. So really think about how you'll be helping someone else for a little motivation. You start working on your goal or project could spur someone else to pull the trigger on theirs. You just have to pull your trigger first. And you know what? I love this. And I'll tell you what area of my life I have experienced this the most. So when I post my workout videos, people, you know, they like, they comment, all that other great stuff. And I appreciate that. I am proud of my accomplishments, which is why I share those things. But on the off chance that I don't post a video, somebody, usually somebody's, but somebody will always say, Michelle, I haven't seen one of your workout videos. You know, your videos truly inspire me to get up and start working out, to get physically fit. Not that they're trying to become powerlifters like myself, but I'm always hearing how my videos encourage them to get up and get moving. And that always makes me feel so good. And it's funny because the people that say that, they're the ones that never like and they never comment on my videos, but let me not post a video and I happen to run into them and then they share with me how much my videos encourage them. So that's why I post my videos on Facebook. Now on Instagram, I have an Instagram account where I have nothing, well pretty much nothing, but people that are into fitness, either they're bodybuilders, they're figure, they're fellow powerlifters, or, you know, something in that area. But, you know, I love seeing their videos and I love sharing mine just because of the way we support one another in that community. So I know that just like I get motivated and blessed by someone else's video, I know mine does the same thing. So I have 2 quotes that I want to leave you with. And if you know me, then you know I'm a huge Les Brown fan. I just love that man. I just think he is just so awesome. And sometimes in the midst of my day, I have to go on YouTube and pull up a Les Brown video just to, you know, just to kind of refocus my mind. Even though I'm working, I'm not looking at it, but I can hear it. And it just, you know, gives me the energy that I need sometimes to get through the day. So many people, and this is powerful, y'all. This is so powerful. Many people die at age 21. Let that soak in for a minute. Many people die at age 21, but aren't buried until age 60. This is because they aren't motivated to do much of anything. And when I saw that, I actually just saw this quote like 3 days ago. When I saw that, I said, I've got to include that in this video. It is so, so powerful that many people died age 21, but they're not buried until they're 60. Now, granted, 60 sometimes is a little later on for some folks, but it's so powerful, and it speaks volumes that at age 20, you're just dead inside. You have no desire. You don't have that thing that pushes you and motivates you to want to be the best person that you can be. So you're just walking around, you're just existing, and you're not actually put in the ground until you're 60. Absolutely powerful. And the last quote, don't confuse who you are with the results you produce. Les was so on point with this. Let me say that again. Don't confuse who you are with the results that you produce. Another powerful quote. And like I said, when I saw these two, I knew that I needed to share them with you because somebody needed that word today. So I hope that this video helps you to move past your butts and stop allowing your butt to hold you back, because I think there's so much potential in all of us if we could just move our butt out of the way and step out there and do what's in our heart to do. Or let me take it to another level. Do what God is calling you to do. Do what God is calling me to do. So with that being said, I thank you so, so much for giving me just a little bit of your time. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the button so that when I post new videos, you will also be notified of new videos that I post. I so thank you, each and every one of you. And I hope whenever I do these videos, my hope is that I say something that motivates you to look at yourself and say, you know what, Michelle's right on point. I needed to hear that today. So if that's you, please always feel free to leave me a comment below. I will be sure to respond to your comment. And let me say this real quick before I go. If there is a topic that you would like for me to talk about, please, please, please be sure to leave that information in the description box below. You can feel free to email me at coachingwithmichellea@gmail.com, and I'll leave that information in the description box because I'm always looking for ways to be able to help as many people as I possibly can. Now, next week, I do have a special treat for you. Next week, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 rules for success. And I actually had to sit down and write these out. It took me about 2 weeks, but I completed my top 10 rules for success, and I'm super excited about sharing these with you. And if you know, because I share so much with you, I always have to have my notes. So here's proof that I have my notes for next week, and I cannot wait to jump in and share these with you. And as always, I hope what I say to you blesses you in some way, shape, or form. Until our next video, take care.